What's up, guys? This is Derek with Team Evolution here, and I'm coming to you guys with a deck profile, finally, on my Mecha Phantom Beast combo deck. So this might be a little bit of a long deck profile, so if you're interested in seeing the deck and hearing the combos, 'cause I'm going to do some combos also, I would love for you guys to stick around so you can see everything. I'd love to hear everyone's input. I've been working on this deck for a few months now, since probably at the beginning of March is when I've been working on it, and I've gone through a ton of different variations, from a 40 card deck to a 45 card deck to a 50 card deck to a 60 card deck, all sorts of stuff. And how it even started was I just wanted to play Mecha Phantom Beasts again for Master Rule 5, and I started working on a deck. Those that remember me, I used to pretty much be all about Mecha Phantom Beasts. They're still my favorite archetype. And I started to ask myself, is it possible to go into big negate combos like all the other decks are doing, and so on and so forth? And without even really touching the internet, I managed to figure out a lot of stuff on my own by just going through the card database and figuring out cards that would work and that wouldn't work. So I'm going to go over the deck profile. This is the profile that at this point I feel is the most solidified. I feel like it's the best ratios, and I've been having the most success with it so far. So give me a like, let me know what you think of the deck profile, and let's just jump right in. I have a lot to explain with the deck, so yeah. Okay, so first of all, it's a 45 card deck, and I'll explain why. It is a combo deck, so it's purely supposed to just explode all over the board with as many monsters and negates as possible. But utilizes the Mecha Phantom Beast as an engine instead of kind of the generic Jet Synchron, Lion type of stuff. Like, it uses those cards, but it uses these instead to kind of push a little bit more. And there's a bunch of different ways that you can do it, but yeah, I'll just explain. So first off, we're playing 1 Mega Raptor, 2 Tether Wolves, and 3 Lions as our Mecha Phantom Beasts. Now, what this ratio actually is, and in theory, really, the Mecha Phantom Beasts are probably the worst cards to draw in the deck. Especially Mega Raptor. This is like the one card that you just absolutely don't want to draw. I almost wanted to play 2 copies of it just as insurance in case I did draw a copy. But I was like, you know what? If I up the card count a little bit, that should spread out the combo pieces and make it to where it's more consistent opening pieces instead of clunky hands. And it actually works better when you have more than 40 cards. So 45 is my sweet spot. I felt like I was always opening a pretty good diverse hand and never really bricking on the cards that I don't want to draw. So that's why there's a 45 card count. And that's why I've tried 60, 50, 40, 42, 43. Like, I've tried so many different numbers, and where I have it right now is kind of where I'm happy at. So, the whole point of the Mecha Phantom Beast engine are the tokens. Of course, we all know that a Lion is pretty broken on its own just because of the token production capability and with needle fiber and so on and so forth. So a Lion's an instant 3 of here. He goes to the graveyard, he gets a token, you get that once per turn. And if people know his second ability, which not many people do right now, probably because of the way it's being played, you can banish it to normal summon a Mecha Phantom Beast. So if you watched my combo video, you'll see how that happens, where you summon Mega Raptor out of the deck with Auroradon, and then you search this with the Raptor, and then you banish this to normal summon that, effectively creating more tokens and continuing your combo. So that's the point of all of these. Tetherwolf's not too bad if you draw it because it summons a token on summon, but you don't want to see both of them at the same time. You really, if you draw one, it's fine. Same with a Lion. If you draw one, it's fine. If you draw more than one, it can kind of be bad. But altogether, I feel like with the ratios, it's a perfect ratio. So, and even though this is a small amount of Mecha Phantom Beast, the reason why I call the deck Mecha Phantom Beast combo is because that's where it derived from. I started trying to build a regular Mecha Phantom Beast deck, and it evolved into a combo deck. So, because the Mecha Phantom Beasts are pretty much the main skeleton for it, I just dubbed it Mecha Phantom Beast combo. Now, support cards, we're playing 2 Scrap Recyclers. I'm not playing 3 because we are playing the Despot engine, and you have a lot of other extenders. So even though Scrap Recycler is really good, I don't utilize the Golem or anything like that because I just don't think I don't really think it's necessary with the way that I'm playing the deck. You almost could probably get away with not even playing Recycler, but because we're working with machines and cards that want to be in the graveyard, why not? This plus any of the other spell extenders or any of the other extenders is generally instant combo. I don't know. I went back and forth between 2 and 3, and 3 is a little bricky, and I felt like 2 was just the right number. And again, you're playing the Deskbot engine, which you kind of want to see the Deskbots more than this. So this is just kind of like that extra normal summon that you can get. Then the Deskbot engine. So everyone knows how good this engine is, especially this card. This card's bonkers. But you know, you want to see this card all the time. Ideally, this card, you want to get it into the graveyard as fast as possible. And again, if you saw my combo video, you can see how with Auroradon and with Draco Sack, you can get this multiple times in a turn to just keep going with combos. So you want to get this into the graveyard. So like that's why Scrap Recycler is good to feed this into the grave. You want to see this. You can pull it out with needle fiber, so it's just really good. Now for all the extensive tuners, we're playing 3 Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. This card is probably... So I played this card because when Instant Fusion got banned, I started playing the deck or working on the deck right before the April ban list. And so when Instant Fusion got limited, I was like, well, I need some type of other filler that can be used as some type of tuner to help me get to needle fiber. And I felt like Cock-a-Doodle-Doo was just the best one. It's not that great middle or late game, of course, but you always want to see it in your opening hand because he helps start your extensions. So again, if you watch my combo video, this plus Scrap Recycler or this plus the Despot is like full combo. So plus you have so many other extenders, like it's just a free summon when you go first. Plus, like as long as we have Jet Synchron legal and Quick Draw Synchron, you can just like discard the other copies if they're dead. But this card's insane. It's a really, really good replacement, and it's one of the few tuners right now that you can just drop out of the hand for free. So we're maxed out on that for sure. Then we got 2 Quick Draw Synchrons, and at the moment 1 Jet Synchron. Here's the deal, like if people are probably gonna tell me like, well, if you're playing Jet Synchron, you may as well just play 3 Jet Synchron and then just play like Link Ross and all the other cards in your extra deck that work with it. And it's like, yes, that's true, and I probably should. However, it's just not the way I want to play it right now. I've gone through different variations. The extra deck is really tight, so with what I'm playing, I can't really make room for the Metal Marcher and the Link Ross. I mean, I guess I could, but I also have to make room for like Link Spider, I think is the other one, or whatever the 1-drop is. And I just don't really have the space with the way I'm playing the deck. So Jet Synchron is more being used as like a true extender, not so much a starter, even though it's really broken on its own. And then Quick Draw Synchron is just, again, another really good extender that's a machine and a tuner that you can drop on the board to just help you keep going into Needle Fiber or Auroradon or whatever. So, and of course with tuning, it makes it searchable, which is extremely nice. So you have a little bit of versatility and consistency with being able to just add a tuner. And then Jet Synchron is really, again, just used for extension when I need it, but I'm not gonna rely on having to like open Jet Synchron. Some people might disagree with me as long as Jet Synchron's legal, but if Jet Synchron ends up getting banned or something like that, because I'm only playing 1, it's not going to be that hurtful. The deck can function just fine without Jet Synchron, so I'm playing 1 because I think 1 is all you really need with the way I'm playing the deck. Next, I'm playing a Rocket package, and the reason I'm actually playing this package is because of Quick Launch. Quick Launch is kind of like a new age emergency teleport, so being able to just throw out a tuner from the deck is really strong. It works great with Scrap Recycler if you don't open any other tuners. Like between Cock-a-Doodle-Doo, between Quick Draw Synchron and the Quick Launches, you should always be able to have some type of tuner that you can get out onto the board with any of your normal summons to just go into combos. So that was the theory, is how consistent can I go into my combos with 2 or 3 cards and you know, always end up with OTKs or negates or something like that, while also using the Mecha Phantom Beast engine. So that's how the whole deck kind of came about. So these were the best ones because of the levels. You know, level 4 with the token is a 7 synchro, and the level 1 with the tokens are a 4 or a 7. So it's really good. A cool little thing about Rocket Synchron is it's a synchron tuner. So if you ever needed to, you could actually search this with tuning. I don't really know why you would ever do that, because you want to pull it out of the deck with Quick Launch, but just in case people, I don't know, just a little factoid, I guess, is it's searchable off tuning. And that's it for all the main deck monsters. It's like 20. And then the next part is hand traps. Like, this is a format where hand traps are just a thing. So we just have to play hand traps. And I'm playing just all the best hand traps. We're playing 3 Nibiru, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Effect Veiler, and 3 Impermanence. Now, 12 hand traps because it's a 45 card deck. And again, I want it kind of spread out, and these are all just the best ones. The hand traps are all personal preference, man. Like, right now, anyone can say, well, these are the best, or these are the best, or these aren't as good, whatever. But I mean, I think it just comes down to personal preference. It comes down to what you want to play. It comes down to the current format, the current meta. Like, it's all personal choice. And I think for right now, playing a 45 card deck, maxing out on pretty much the 4 best hand traps that there are, is really good. Plus, there's a combo that the deck has, its main combo, where it goes into TG Hybrid Librarian. So drawing into 4 or 5 cards, you want to see some of your hand traps. So it's just really good. And it just, the thing with combo decks is they're so fragile. This deck is, combo decks with like a Rorodon and Needle Fiber right now, they're just easy to stop with hand traps. So that's kind of the thing. Like, if I play the deck without something to combat the meta, and I'm just focused on doing my combo, and then my combo gets stopped, there's not really anything that I can do to combat it. So it just works out. Plus, Veiler's really good too because it's a level 1 and it's a tuner, so you can summon it with 1-for-1, which I do play. I'm thinking about maybe trying to squeeze Celine and Access Coder into the extra deck somehow, but I don't know. I got to kind of work on the extra deck if I want to do that because it's really, really tight. All right, so that's it for all the monsters and the hand traps, of course, with impermanence. Now for the spells, 3 Iron Call. This is like the best extender. If you don't know what this does, if you control a machine type monster, you can special summon a level 4 or lower machine type monster from your graveyard, and it's not once per turn. So this is like one of the best extenders you can play. It just keeps your plays going. Make sure, there's a card in the extra deck that this works with too, which is really cool. So yeah, this card has to be a 3. There's just no questions asked. Like, if you never paid attention to this card, it's super broken. Then of course, a 3 quick launch. I know I'm playing a 3-for-2 ratio, but again, with 45 cards, it just kind of works out. I want as much consistency as possible with being able to just spit out monsters. All right, then we got Foolish Burial, 1-for-1, Monster Reborn, and Instant Fusion. These are just all single extenders. I do play the Instant Fusion because I play the level 5 Fusion Tuner. It's like the only Fusion Tuner in the game. And because it's a level 5 and it's a tuner, you can use it as an introduction card to go into Needle Fiber, or you can use it to synchro into a token for a level 8. So it's really good. Reborn is Reborn. It's basically another Iron Call. And then 1-for-1, you have a ton of different targets in the deck. So you may as well play it because it's broken. And then Foolish, yeah, there's a lot of cards you want to get in the grave, so you may as well play it. And then the last 3 cards are 3 tuning to just search for your Synchrons and then get a dump. Sometimes you can get lucky off the dump. So that's the main deck. It's 45 cards. The 45 number works just because, again, you don't really want to open like clunky monsters. You want to be able to open a good versatile amount of like 2 or 3 card combos with some hand traps or something. So it works out. And plus, you don't want to draw Mega Raptor. So if we're playing 1 Mega Raptor, it's like prevents you from seeing that 1 copy of Mega Raptor as often, which is nice. All right, enough of the extra deck. So obviously we got Hellfibrax and a Rorodon. These cards are broken. I mean, I know people are using them generically right now, but they're just broken. I really hope nothing happens to a Rorodon because Mecha Phantom Beast as an archetype, it's so stupid. Their main archetype cards are garbage, but all their extra deck cards are broken. Dracosac, Rorodon, Jack Uselin. The level 7's not very good, but it's like all of their extra deck cards get abused generically, but the actual deck itself is trash. I don't understand it. But yeah, Hellfibrax in this is like, this is your main combo. If they get stopped, it sucks ass. Like, I'm not playing Called by the Grave. I'm thinking about trying to find a way to play it, but I took it out actually because with the amount of extenders that I have, they're generally gonna, like, I don't know. It depends on who you're playing. Like, good players might stop these. But because of the amount of sinkers that you play, you can still make plays. Like, you're not out of luck if these go away. But again, the extra deck space are tight anyways. Then the Synchros, we got Herald of Arclight because you can end your combo in it. Crystron Quandax, if you saw my combo video, you'll see why this card's good. It's a generic 4 that's a machine and a tuner, so once it's in the grave, you can pull it out with Iron Call and keep your plays going as a level 4 tuner. It's super busted. And it's just a middle piece, that's all I use it for. Librarian, because there's like the maximum combo is going into Librarian and drawing like 5 cards, so it's really good. And you also end with like 2 or 3 negates. So if you draw into hand traps plus your negates, it's just broken, and you can generally do it off like 2 cards, 3 cards. Well, Cockadoodle Do plus Scrap Recycler or Despot is pretty much like your combo. It's disgusting. Oh, well, I'll just move it. Shooting Riser Dragon, again, another middle piece. It's a level 7 generic, but all we really use it for is to draw cards off of Librarian and dump to help go into, you dump a Lion with it to help you go into a Boarload Savage. Or you could use it, you could dump anything in your deck. You can make this a level 2, you can make it a level 3, a level 4, it doesn't really matter. But it's pretty versatile. We play Dragster. It's a level 7 generic negate, so you're gonna play it. Plus it's a machine, which is nice. Cyrus Quantum Dragon, this is one I'm kind of up in the air in. One of the combos that the deck goes into can actually end with this while you have a Rorodon, so you can have like some pretty good protection. And it's just got a really solid effect. It's come in clutch a few times for me on some games, but it also, I think this is like the least used extra deck monster that I play. So I don't know. Again, I might try and squeeze Selene and Access Code into the deck because I play Veiler, so sometimes I could go that direction. But I'll have to play around with that idea and see if it's worth playing. But so far, I like this. When I use it, it's good. Omega, because it's probably one of the best level 8 generic cards right now that you can go into. Savage. Obviously, you're going to play Savage Dragon. And Jack Uselin, it's very easy to go into this. You can usually knock out 2 of your opponent's cards from their hand, which is really good. So sometimes if your combos don't get full maximum, you can still go into this and have a Rorodon on the board, take out 2 of their cards, and just kind of sit on some big bodies. So it's pretty solid. And then for the Xyz, I play a Draco Sack because it's part of the combo, and I play a Dora and a Leeb. So these are mostly for OTK, and I play this over Gustav because sometimes if you go first and you have no choice but to go into a rank 10, it's easier to sit on this and protect it and make it unaffected by everything, or even your Savage unaffected by everything, and then next turn just stack into this. So that's why I do that. And then the Theseus for the instant fusion. So that's the deck, guys. It's pretty, it's all over the place. I know it seems a little wonky. It just kind of seems like a giant mass combo deck. But again, it uses the Mecha Phantom Beasts as an engine to go into all of your combos. So again, I would go and look at the combo video. I'm going to post another combo video because I was going to do it in this video, but the deck profile kind of ran a little long. Well, I expected it to, but I just don't want it to get too long. But I'll do a combo video that shows all the different combos because the main one that I did just showcased like the big combo, but there's like 4 different miniature combos that the deck can go into that are all still pretty good. The Hyper Librarian one's just the best because you draw a ton of cards and you end with 2 or 3 negates, so that's going to be the best one. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Again, Mecha Phantom Beast combo, it uses the Mecha Phantom Beast as an engine and a whole bunch of other cards to just make combo. So let me know what you think if you like the deck. I've been working on it really hard, and I gotta say, it's for a combo deck, it's pretty cool, and I have a lot of fun with it. It's pretty consistent, it's pretty versatile, but it is combo at the same time. So, it's kind of fragile. Hand traps can kind of break the deck, but that's pretty much any other combo deck. I'm not going to show a side deck because, I mean, like the side decks nowadays, you can just kind of, again, side for the meta, side whatever you want, more or less, and, what you have or what you don't have. So, yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you guys think. My next video, I'll do a combo video that goes over all the combos that you can kind of do with this deck, at least the ones that I've personally figured out. Until then, guys, give me a sub. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the month, so that would be awesome to get me back to that point. Yeah, until then, you guys have a good time.